Hey everybody, it's Andrew Rink with Remax and Regina. We're here for part 2 on the net zero home out in Jameson Estates, just outside Regina, Saskatchewan. And we're going to talk to Adam Putz, the builder of the property, talk about the ins and outs, because there's been a lot of talk recently in society about energy efficiency and energy conservation. So housing being a big part of that, Adam is going to explain how you come to these efficiencies with this net zero home. So we're going to take a quick tour and show you an update of the home. So come on with us and we'll take you through. So we're here with Adam Putz. He is the builder of the net zero home out here in Jameson Estates outside of Regina. And we're going to talk about the envelope of a net zero home and specifically the ventilation system, because net zero homes are built so airtight, you have to understand how the complexities of the ventilation system really work.
Okay, so here's the unfinished mechanical room right now on the net zero build. Basically, everyone expects it to be complicated because it's such a high performance home. However, we put all the effort into the building envelope and all the extra insulation, so we want to keep it simple with low maintenance and low cost. So here we just have the regular panel. On here we have the inverters for the solar system, so that's a 16.2 kilowatt system. It'll give us roughly our 20,000 kilowatt hours we need for heating and any other energy usage in the home. There's no gas run into here at all, so it's another cost we could avoid that way. And then right here we'll have our HRV mounted, which we're doing a high performance HRV. So obviously you want to keep energy loss to a minimum with it. So that's the only ductwork in the entire house is for the HRV system. And then other than that, it's just, typical central vac, and we'll do a heat pump water heater on the side here. So that'll also be heated with electrical instead of running gas for that.
So Adam talked pretty heavily about the envelope system of the house and the ventilation system and the mechanical room. So the one question I do have for you, Adam, though, is I noticed you guys have framed 16-inch on center, and sometimes with new construction you see that they're built at 24-inch on center, and the reason for that is less thermal breaks. Now with a net zero home, does a 16-inch on center make any difference than a 24-inch on center for an exterior wall?
It does to an extent. It does add more thermal bridging. However, when we do all our calculations, we factor in the stud spacing. One reason we did it was for, obviously, structure is more of a priority over energy usage. So at first we do have to make sure we have a solid structure before we start insulating. With that said though, by adding that 8 inches of foam on the exterior, it pretty much reduces the majority of thermal bridging, where the only thermal bridge now would be the fasteners. We're holding on the strapping, which reduces the wall R value by about 10%. However, we factored that in as well, and that basically added the inch for it.
Very cool. So this January it has been extremely cold here in Saskatchewan, and I'm just wanting to know, Adam, during construction, how has the performance of the house held up while you're building it? Has it been warm? Has it been cold? How have you been able to handle the minus 30 degrees Celsius or minus 22 degree Fahrenheit for the American viewers while you've been constructing this house?
It was really nice because we actually did all the exterior foam, the 8 inches of insulation in the fall. So that means when guys were roughing in, all the mechanical and electrical, they could work in a heated building. And then after all the rough-ins were done, we insulated the interior. With that said, even during the minus 30s cold snap for about a week there, we were just running 2 construction heaters to heat 4,000 square feet.
Wow. Yeah. Well, and you can tell just going in, it's pretty warm in the house. So very cool information to hear about. Talked about the assembly, the wall assembly of the home, and the efficiencies of the home. So what about windows and doors? Because there's a lot of air leakage that happens between windows and doors. So Adam's going to explain how the efficiency of the window and the envelope and the wrapping of the windows and doors happens, and brings that into a net zero home.
So the difference here with our windows and doors compared to what we're used to in North America, or this area anyways, these are European style, so there's no nailing fin on it. So the windows actually set back into the opening. With that, you have to put a lot more planning for the air sealing, and then also for water drainage. So we basically ran this seal that runs underneath. This is Exto Seal. It's a product from 475 Building Products. So we also have in there 2 layers of air tape and then spray foam between the layers. The layers of air tape are vapor permeable, so if there's any moisture, it will allow it to dry either direction. With that said, we kept 5 degrees angle for water to drain off on the sill. And then over insulation is a pretty important detail that it's worth the extra effort. So we're able to add 2 3/4 inch of foam on the outside here, and then we added another 2 3/4 on the sill. And basically that just helps keep the inside of the window frame warm during really cold temperatures, and that way it reduces or eliminates the risk of water condensing on the window or on the frame on the inside.
So I want to thank Adam for letting us come out to the site and check out his net zero home. If you guys have further questions about what Adam is doing at his net zero home, you can contact myself at andrewrink.com, or you can contact Adam directly at pillarandputz.com. So stay tuned for future episodes or more episodes to come to show development on this property. Thanks again, and take care.